For science enthusiasts, they provide tantalizing glimpses into the wider cosmos. For science fiction enthusiasts, they provide evidence that Ming the Merciless is indeed targeting this obscure planet. Our number one story in the countdown: unidentified flying objects and unexplained attacks from outer space. One visitor from the skies was strong enough to break through the roof, break bathroom floor tiles, and embed itself in the wall of a home in Freehold Township in New Jersey. A kidney-shaped chunk of something with a dull metallic exterior. Police have ruled out it was part of a plane, now believe it might be a small meteor, or perhaps the first salvo of Ming's hot hail attack. And then there's this story you may have already heard about: United Airlines employees who swear it was something otherworldly in the skies above Chicago's O'Hare Airport on November 7th, but neither the FAA nor indeed their own employer appears to be taking them seriously. Chicago Tribune interviewing several people anonymously, including maintenance workers, baggage handlers, and pilots, who each and all described a dark gray saucer-like object that hovered low over Concourse C of the United Airlines terminal just before sunset, before shooting off into the sky. This isn't a picture of it, that's a plane. Some say it moved so fast it literally punched a hole in the clouds. United Airlines claims it had no record of the sighting, even though employees say they filled out reports. The FAA initially told the Tribune that it likewise had no information on the UFO. Then, after the newspaper filed paperwork under the Freedom of Information Act, the FAA turned up a call from a United Airlines supervisor to the airport control tower asking whether the object was on radar. And now the agency has concluded it was, quote, weather phenomenon, and it considers this case closed. As we always do when the mysteries of space elude our feeble understanding, we turn to the chief astronomer for the Franklin Institute, Derek Pitts. Derek, thanks for being with us again.
My pleasure, Keith.
All right, let's start with the UFO sighting at O'Hare. When it's pilots saying this, do we have to listen? And then what is it they could have seen but not been able to identify?
Well, that's a really difficult question to answer, because there are all kinds of sky phenomena that could have manifested themselves, even though the FAA says it was some kind of weather situation. There are lots of different things that could be seen in the sky. A lot of them are actually unexplainable, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are alien spacecraft. Now, seeing that it came at this close to the holiday, I wonder if it was a little holiday cheer involved here, Keith, or maybe it was the specter of high jet fuel prices or something like that. I'm not sure. But the idea that they would suddenly turn up this report really is a little suspicious to me. Although you would think that pilots would be able to describe pretty accurately these odd things that they do see. I'm sure there are many of them. The question, though, is it just an unidentified flying object, or if it actually was an alien spacecraft? We'll have to hear from the aliens to find out.
Yeah, the file footage we always show for UFO stories, again, this is just a plane, was actually taken by the Mexican Air Force, and that government at least acknowledges, we don't have a clue what this is. Why can't the U.S. government just say, we don't have a clue what this is that the United Airlines workers might have seen on November 7th, and leave it at that? Why do we get this one version of the story followed by a Freedom of Information Act measure and then another version of the story?
I don't know why they would do something like that. It's a completely legitimate response to say, I don't know. There are plenty of phenomena that aren't identifiable immediately, and this could certainly be one of them. So rather than create this air of suspicion and all this other stuff that they have going on, it's much better for them to just say, I don't know. And you would think that the number of objects that get seen by pilots over and over again, that would immediately crop up.
It seems to me that the likeliest conclusion here is that the aliens have landed many years ago in this country, in this world, with one goal in mind: to create conspiracy theories and then just sit back and enjoy them.
And I think they're doing a great job at that.
They are. Yeah. Unlike the Mexican Air Force pictures, there's no video of what these guys at United Airlines may have seen. So does something happen now? There's no visual form of evidence to back them up.
Well, unfortunately, the only thing that they have to go on is just the reports provided by the pilots and the baggage handlers that saw it. It is possible that someone might try to create an actual UFO report. There is an organization that does take these eyewitness viewings of these things and try to make scientific sense of what they actually were, so that they could get to the bottom of whether or not it's unidentified or whatever. But in this instance, if there's no corroboration anywhere, for example, the FAA has no radar record or anything of that sort, it's going to be pretty tough to tie this down as something other than, gosh, we don't know what they saw.